Hello everyone, welcome to the Nordic Archer Support with me Runors, bringing you yet another Supreme Commander Forge Alliance Forever cast. And I gotta say thank you to Don4425, or also known as Shodogun on FAF, for sending me this replay. I gotta say it's very nice getting replays sent to me. It makes things way much easier, so thank you to Don4425 on YouTube, as it's called, but Shodogun, I would assume, at least here on FAF, at least that's what he wrote in his message, so thank you. And now, I gotta say, we have a good one on Canis 4v4 Special Edition with a Z, a special. So, now we're gonna see though, we're gonna call this Team 1 up here and Team 2 down here. So, in the northern part, in the northwestern area of the Team 1, we have Neon Cat going Cybran in a nice blue. Sorry about that. Sorry. Okay, sorry about that. In the middle part of the normal air position of Team 1, we have Mastermandel going Aeon. First air in yellow. At the front line of the Team 1, we have maehze. He's going UEF, first land in concrete grey. And lastly, we have, on the right flank of Team 1, Dark Matter 2015. Or I'm just gonna say Dark Matter, because I can't be bothered saying letters. No, I mean numbers, not letters. Letters are Dark Matter. But he's going UEF, first land in a blood red. So that is Team 1 for today. And now we gotta see though, for Team 2 down here, on the right flank for Team 2, we have Cornet 338 going Aeon, first land in a tentacle pink. On the air player for Team 2, we have Shodogun going Aeon, first air in, that would be Shadow Grey. Still using the Warhammer 40k terminology when it comes to like the painting system. So, but anyway, we got tayloroshea. I'm just gonna say Taylor. Sorry if it's a boy. I can't be. Gods, my throat is so icky now. I don't know why. I've been making, anyway, sorry about that. Okay. Tayloroshea, Taylor, is going Seraphim, first land in a ice blue. I would say that, yes, ice blue indeed. And lastly, we have Lame going Aeon, first air actually, in a nice bright pink on the frontal part of on the front line of Team 2's base. So yeah. That are your teams for today, and now I will plus things up to speed too, because let's face it, in the beginning things get I can't talk today. Things can get rather slow and tedious in the beginning if they play a oh my, you know what? I'm gonna drink some water now. I gotta get my senses back together here. Oh God. I don't know what's going on here. My mind is odd. I can't think straight. I can't say things straight. So that's that. But anyway, now, I gotta say, I sped through this here, and there was no desync, so I'm really happy about that. And we got some good things in store for us, I'm quite sure indeed. Basically what I do is that I just put it on +10, and I just do other things while the game is just speeding through it. And if there's any desyncs, I'll have to like think through it. I mean, I sit in a room, so I see if there's any desyncs at certain points in the game. So if there's just at one at the end when all of them are dying, it doesn't really matter. But anyway, now I'm gonna focus on the game itself. On the frontal part of Team 1's base, we see maehze coming forward with his armored command unit and is going to build some mass extractors, while we see Neon Cat is going out on the left flank here, sending out some mantis and scouts, and we see an early scout, or several scouts from Shodogun indeed. That is fantastic. I love to see early scouting so that the teammates know exactly what they're up against. So that's fantastic indeed. And other than that, we see no air for Team 1, but Team 2 has gotten a transport. Lame seems to have gone a transport, and that is engineers on the route to this part of the map, and it says here goes nothing. So he's going to try to snag these 3 mass extractors away from Dark Matter. So this will be very interesting to see if he will be able to pull that off. And now we see though that Lame is now trying to take out this engineer and managed to successfully destroy this engineer here. It's a fantastic well done there from Lame. And now Lame is starting to get a land factory online, and now it's going to get a point defense, some radar, and if he can solidify his position here, that will be fantastic indeed, and that can actually put a lot of pressure on Team 1. Now we see that Dark Matter is coming out here, and there's a lot of spam being planned here for Dark Matter as he's getting a lot of tanks outside. Early game, that would be fantastic if he can get a spam and just overwhelm his enemy opponents. Other than that, we do want to keep following track on what is going over here though at Lame's forward, like really forward base. So in my opinion, this will be very interesting to see if he can manage to do this. He's going to reclaim some things now. There's not really much coming up here. You see that Dark Matter is standing here now. Can Dark Matter see this? No, he cannot. So they don't know unless they've sent a scout over here that there is something here. So that can be dangerous for Dark Matter. But now though, we see some early units of Lobos and Strikers trying to get past here, but there was a point defense that was taken out here. But now some Auroras are coming in, going to take out this Lobo. Other than that, on the front line, there's not really much going on in the beginning, since a Canis can be a little bit slow in the beginning. But at the moment, this is what we want to keep track on. Frame rate dropping there a little bit, sorry about that. And now we see a lot of Eruptors coming online here, and we see Dark Matter not completely sure what he wants to do about this. He sees that there is one Eruptor here, and now he's coming in though, trying to attack these engineers. And will these point defense turrets being able to fire at Dark Matter? I'm not too sure. I don't think he sees the full extent of what it is here. Yeah, he can only see some 2 wall segments here and this point defense turret here. So it's going to be interesting to see though. He will take some fire now because 2 point defense turrets are starting to fire heavily on him. It's taking quite a lot of fire here, and that will slow his expansion most certainly indeed. Lame, on the other hand, is still at the front here now, upgrading his commander with a gun upgrade because that is plus 10 300 energy. So looks like Lame is going to go for a military option of his commander, and he says he can't deny him very long though. And Dark Matter is taking quite a lot of fire here though on his commander. He should just leave it to the Lobos, in my opinion. And Dark Matter is taking a heavy amount of fire here. Needs to fall back because he's going well into the red already during the first 7 minutes of the game from point defense fire here. So this is very bad indeed, unless Dark Matter can send more artillery units to take out these point defenses. This is horrible. Actually, Lame has managed to keep Dark Matter away from this part, and if he can get more units to push him and do a lot of damage, that can be an early exclusion from the game here. And now we see though that Canis is being a little bit pushed here by a relatively large T1 push, but this point defense will be able to do quite good solid defense here, but it's going well down now due to so much fire from so many Strikers and Lobos from the back. But Canis is doing a good job of defeating all of these units, and at this point I think this will just be a mass donation, as we can see though that Canis is doing a fantastic job of microing his commander so that these artillery shells will have no effect on Canis whatsoever. So well done indeed for Canis, managed to hold on to that area. And now we see that all these Eruptors are being taken out though. The engineers trying to get away though, but now Dark Matter is finally free of this area. There's one Eruptor left though, so they need to send in the Lobos, but it's also there's even a radar system left here though for Lame, so if they don't take that out, Lame will actually have radar coverage for this area. But now there's a little bit of lull at the moment here, but now we see more units are over here. Now we see Mastermandel is coming out quite far with his commander. He looks like he's gone gun com on his commander as well. Let's see though, it would be, yes, the Enhanced Quantum Disruptor and the Quantum Accelerator. Do we see the same on Lame? Where is Lame indeed? There is. Does he have the same things? Yes, he has the same configurations indeed. But now though we see, I'm gonna go down to +0 now, because now we see though that Lame is a little bit lower in health than Mastermandel due to the fact that he was shooting at the engineers, and Lame is taking quite a lot of fire now. Perhaps he should be focusing on getting back. At the moment, it doesn't really look like there's any danger whatsoever to him. We see, oh my god, we see some mercies coming in here now. There's 3 mercies. They can do a lot of damage though if Lame does not get away from there. He needs to get those pistols in there, because now we see 3 mercies coming in. Will they be will they put the payload in and taking a lot of fire, and boom! At 10 minutes and 55 seconds, Lame is taken out by mercies at a very unfortunate turn of events. So this whole thing here might have been for naught, as the front line of Team 2's base is gonna go pop now. That is horrible to see, but fantastic played indeed from Mastermandel. I salute you, sir. Beautiful play there, beautiful. Fantastic indeed, of all things considered, indeed. I say indeed a lot now, because that is indeed. So very well played indeed. And Lame, hats off to you for that early job here. Very well done. You did do a lot of damage on Dark Matter, so he has to rebuild, and he can't send his commander forward of any kind because he has to regain his health and build here though. So in that sense, very, very well done. But now though, we see Neon Cat has managed to solidify his hold on this frontal part of the map. He's building a little bit more forward than this hydrocarbon power plant, so he's built here in the choke point, but normally I would say it's normal to build here, but he has pushed a little bit out. But now a lot of T1 units are trying to get in here, doing a lot of damage, but just 2 Cerberus turrets here and Neon Cat, and doing a nice overcharge in taking out 1 unit and assisting the Cerberus turrets in taking out more units. So this assault will fail. And that's a lot of mass now in the clutches of Neon Cat. So that was quite of a mass donation. So far, I don't know. It can turn around. It looks like Shodogun is building mass extractors in this area. He's built 2 mass extractors here, and now it looks like more units are going to build mass extractors here, but he's going to reclaim all of this here for Lame's previous base. And Lame says, kind of thought you would killed off Darkman by now. I gave it like the hugest advantage ever. Yes, there was a quite huge advantage, but I would say that Dark Matter was quite forward though. It would have been a bit difficult trying to get around, and all considered, I mean, I can see everything. For me, I get a very nice overview, but it's very difficult sometimes for other players to try to see what opportunities, because I don't see every other military units. But now we see a lot of units coming in here for Dark Matter, but there's a lot of T2 units in Canis' main army here, with blazes firing at all of these Tech 1 units. But now the shield journey goes down, and all of these units are firing at the Eruptor. That is horrible indeed. They're just hitting the wall segments, so they are wasting all their shots here at those point defenses. They should be either considering firing at these Tech 2 units or Cornet himself. So all of these units have been now completely destroyed, and that's a whole lot of mass being donated to Cornet. If he can just now get engineers or his commander in here and start reclaiming all of this, that's going to give him a whole reclaim advantage. And what we see here though, we see a very cheeky build for Neon Cat, building a Cerberus turret, so it fires just above the ridge line here into the shield and firing against tayloroshea. So that is fantastic, well placed of that Cerberus turret. Hats off to Neon Cat, fantastic. I love to see that. It's just barely looking at it, so all the units can't hit it. So fantastic indeed. And now that we see some Ilshavas in the mix, so a lot of units have been able to get out to T2 as is expected for the game time here. If no one has gotten into T2, that is very sad. Now we see a large push coming in here though for Cornet, sending a lot of blazes here. We can't see any T2 upgrades here, and I'm gonna say Dark Matter for a... It is a good thing, a good tactic, at least early in the game, I would say, when having a spam. But if the enemy gets too much of a spam themselves of Tech 2, you should just try to get to T2 yourself. Because at the moment, let's see, the eco-wise, Dark Matter is... Whoa, he is doing very badly when it comes to the eco. But how are we doing to the reclaim game, though? When it comes to the reclaim, Mastermandel is about 11,916 mass. Shodogun is about on 11,500 mass. Tayloroshea is about 7,600 mass, or almost 700 mass. Neon Cat is about 4,300 mass. Canis is about 7,500 and climbing. Maehze is about 4,500 and Dark Matter is about 3,100. So that is the mass reclaim at the moment. And now we see some gunship support here though coming out. And they're firing at these blazes that are coming in. It's going to be interesting to see what damage they will be able to do though, because there's a lot of Tech 1 land factories here. Will they go for the power? That might be a good idea. But they are trying to fire at the strikers here though. So that will, in my opinion, just be mass donation to Dark Matter, since there's a lot of T1 factories. It doesn't really matter if they are taken out, or the military units for that sake as well. Now we see though a Flapjack is trying to fire at these Oblivion turrets. What else do we see? We see tayloroshea quite forward here with his commander, and quite bold here. So what do we see on his commander? Do we see any sort of... Yes, we have the nano repair system, we have Tech 2 and the Chronoton accelerator. So we got quite a gun com here and military equipped commander for tayloroshea, doing quite a lot of damage to all of these units here. And does he have access to overcharge? tayloroshea has access to overcharge, yes indeed. And now Neon Cat is sorely pressed there, but now we see more units from Mastermandel coming in, and Mastermandel himself is sending his commander with a shield and 2 gun options on his commander. So that is a completely purebred for war commander indeed. So that will be 2 commanders against 1. But tayloroshea has the nano repair system, and that will assist him greatly. And now he's even reclaiming the factory to Neon Cat. So very well done there, taking out the mass and trying to take as much mass as he can. And now though, do we see, what do we see though early on in the map? We see a nice group of scouting here now from maehze. That is maehze. Is that some word in a different language? I'm not completely sure of. I'm not too sure. But now we see a push coming out here for Canis. Dark Matter doing quite a lot badly there. Now we see tayloroshea is quite heavily pushed here, with gunships coming in and doing quite a lot of damage to him. We see that obsidian tanks are coming in, trying to deal a lot of damage to tayloroshea. But no, those, sorry, I'm mistaken completely. Those are in the ownership of Shodogun. So Neon Cat and Mastermandel is trying to follow in hot pursuit, but tayloroshea is going into the yellow. But now more air are coming in here with T3 air for Shodogun. But now we see Dark Matter is being heavily pressed here on the right flank, and he has no access to overcharge whatsoever, so he will be taken out unless he can get assistance here. Now we see Dark Matter is trying to send in gunships here, trying to get more assistance for Dark Matter, but he needs to focus fire his units on these blazes that are firing here. He needs to focus fire and take them out sooner, because Dark Matter is going well into the red here, and this can be very dangerous for Dark Matter if those blazes are not taken out. But fantastic support here from Mastermandel ensures that Dark Matter still lives to fight another day. So very well done from Mastermandel. Fantastic assistance here, fantastic support role, and the same goes to Shodogun, doing a very good air defense role with his ASFs. So in that sense, I gotta say, both teams are doing a very good job. It was just mostly poor luck that made Lame go out of the game so early due to the mercies. Usually that's something not you... what the hell is going on? Oh, whoa! Shodogun has built a Harbinger that managed to sneak itself around somewhere. I don't know what the hell happened. And Dark Matter has been taken out at the 18 minutes and 50-second mark. Around that time, I didn't quite see. And a Harbinger took Dark Matter out. Fantastic indeed. He didn't have access to overcharge. He couldn't overcharge this Harbinger. And now everything in his base went completely pop. And all of these T1 factories now will be able to be reclaimed by his teammates. And the 4 main maehzes are open for being claimed by one of these one of his teammates. But now we see Mastermandel is... Will he try to push though? We see a lot of units here though for We see a lot of units here for tayloroshea, and tayloroshea is over here building a shield generator for his own commander. Now we see a lot of gunships as well for maehze, holding back Cornet, and Cornet has done a fantastic job here in my opinion. I just noticed now maehze says is a 100 rank player. If that is true, I'm not too sure then if that is true, but if it's true, okay, fair enough. Hopefully he will be able to assist his teammates very well though in the game. Now the Mastermandel is firing from afar, doing quite a lot of damage here, and that was an artillery shell, so there is a Gunther here providing support fire here though for Team 1. Now though, what do we see otherwise for the map here? We see this part of the map is very well secured from tayloroshea, mostly military units on the fact here. In the middle of the base we have quite a lot of spread out, so very good indeed. And we see also a galactic colossus being finished here from Shodogun, standing ready to be used for whatever menacing need he has for it. So will he use it straight away to go in here, or will he send it straight forward into the base and completely eradicate their eco, because now the right flank is completely open and no effort seems to have been used here to go and take this part of the map. There's only one triad and Tech 2 fusion reactor holding the right flank secured, and that is very bad indeed if they can't find a way to secure the right flank, because now Cornet is just massively moving with all of his blazes and auroras and fervors forward here now and getting another push here. Will he be able to finish this push though? And Lame says you can kill him, they have little air. And now we see tayloroshea is taking quite a lot of fire. They're trying to attack Mastermandel, but that's a lot of health on that shield generator, so I would advise him to move back as he is doing right now. And he's got a lot of flak to protect him against air, so that at this point at least mercies is not an option. But he's taking quite a lot of fire, but has still 8,000 health points and a lot of regen though, so he will be able to survive this if I'm not mistaken. And is now running behind the shield of this Arthur. But now we see though that the Galactic Colossus is on the way, and this can be very interesting to see what they will end up doing. If this Galactic Colossus come over here, they can actually take out Mastermandel and Neon Cat, and that will remove 2 players, one of the most strongest back player indeed. And now we see though that maehze is struggling a little bit, holding back the enemy as they are moving into the base, but that will be a master nation. But taking out the engineers though, so very well done indeed, removing the build power to get out more gunships very fast. But now we see restore gunships out for Mastermandel. But will it be enough though, because now the Galactic Colossus is coming in though, and Mastermandel is moving quite forward and quite far ahead, but he has the shield advantage though, so he has a shield on his commander. But once this Galactic Colossus gets in here, there will be no way of stopping it. I mean, unless both commanders do some sort of upgrade so that they can overcharge that Galactic Colossus 4 or 5 or 6 times each. I'm not too sure how many overcharge you need. Do you need about 7 or 8 to take out a Galactic Colossus? I'm not too sure. But now though, tayloroshea is moving in with his own commander as the Galactic Colossus is finally getting into the breach of this chasm. And now Cedo is starting to fire at these units and doing quite a lot of damage there. But now these turrets are trying to fire at the Galactic Colossus, but they're not doing a lot of damage here. Going for the brick first, taking out one of the bricks, and now changing fire acquisition targets to Mastermandel. And Neon Cat has been defeated. What the hell is going on? Neon Cat just rage quitted? Was it a connection error? But now Mastermandel is going out of the game and is going boom! And as I say that as well, Neon Cat just disappears, and I gotta say, I do not favor that sort of behavior. Neon Cat at least die with a blaze of glory, holding back that Galactic Colossus. You could at least have gotten it in one overcharge. So in that sense, I gotta say, unless there was a connection error, which I, in that sense, do not really assume so, I gotta say, Neon Cat, don't do that, please. Just at least die with honor, in my opinion. I mean, it's not very much honorful dying from a Galactic Colossus, but please don't get me wrong, but at least just take it like a... Well, if you're a man, take it like a man. If you're a woman, take it like a woman? you know, that plays video games. So yeah. So anyway, but that will actually mark the end of the game, because maehze doesn't have enough in his base to hold out against the Galactic Colossus now moving in. We see on the right flank a lot of units now coming in for Corner. I don't really see how maehze will be able to survive, and he's actually just control king everything in his base except for some Aloha Tech 2 tactical missile launchers, and they are going down as well. And now maehze is just going in thinking that, you know what, screw this, I'm gonna take as many of you as I can with me, and he's slowly walking towards the GC that now finally saw him, and at the end he will go down in an explosion worthy of a UEF commander indeed. So fantastic well there for maehze, just thinking, I'm gonna go down at least. So that marks the end. At 25 minutes long, the game ends, and Team 2 is victorious, having lost one of their players early in the game. But fantastic drop off there on the northeastern side of the right flank. That is fantastic well played from both teams indeed. And I gotta say now, I gotta end this video here now. So thank you guys for watching this. If you like this video, press that like button, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Damage, but